Obesity is a growing epidemic worldwide, affecting individuals from all walks of life. However, when it comes to indigenous populations, there are unique cultural considerations that must be taken into account when addressing this issue. In this video, we will explore the intersection of obesity and indigenous health, examining the cultural factors that contribute to high rates of obesity among indigenous communities and discussing the importance of culturally sensitive approaches to tackling this epidemic. One of the key factors contributing to high rates of obesity among indigenous populations is the impact of colonization and historical trauma. For centuries, indigenous communities have faced the devastating effects of colonization, including forced displacement, loss of traditional lands and resources, and the imposition of Western diets and lifestyles. These historical traumas have had a profound impact on the physical, mental, and emotional well-being of indigenous peoples, leading to high rates of obesity and related health issues. Additionally, many indigenous communities face unique challenges when it comes to accessing healthy food options and engaging in physical activity. In many indigenous communities, there are limited grocery stores and fresh food options, making it difficult for community members to access nutritious foods. This lack of access to healthy food is further compounded by higher rates of poverty and unemployment in indigenous communities, making it difficult for individuals to afford healthy food options. Similarly, access to safe and affordable recreational facilities and opportunities for physical activity is often limited in indigenous communities, leading to lower levels of physical activity among community members. Cultural factors also play a significant role in the high rates of obesity among indigenous populations. Traditional indigenous diets are often rich in nutrient-dense foods such as fish, game meats, fruits, and vegetables. However, the imposition of Western diets and the loss of traditional lands and resources have led to a shift towards processed and unhealthy foods in many indigenous communities. Additionally, traditional indigenous values and beliefs around food, body image, and health may differ from Western perspectives, impacting how individuals view and approach their own health and well-being. In order to effectively address the high rates of obesity among indigenous populations, it is essential to take a culturally sensitive approach that takes into account the unique cultural factors that contribute to this issue. This includes working collaboratively with indigenous communities to develop culturally relevant and community-driven solutions to obesity and related health issues. It also requires a holistic approach that addresses the social, economic, environmental, and cultural determinants of health that influence obesity rates among indigenous populations. Some examples of culturally sensitive approaches to combating obesity in indigenous communities include promoting traditional indigenous diets and food sovereignty, supporting local food systems and community gardens, providing education and support around healthy eating and physical activity, and addressing the social determinants of health such as poverty, unemployment, and lack of access to health care. By taking a culturally sensitive approach to tackling obesity in indigenous communities, we can work towards improving the health and well-being of indigenous peoples and reducing the rates of obesity and related health issues in these populations. In conclusion, obesity is a complex issue that disproportionately affects indigenous populations due to a combination of historical trauma, limited access to healthy food and physical activity, and cultural factors. In order to address the high rates of obesity among indigenous populations, it is essential to take a culturally sensitive approach that recognizes and respects the unique cultural considerations that contribute to this issue. By working collaboratively with indigenous communities and implementing culturally relevant solutions, we can make strides towards improving the health and well-being of indigenous peoples and reducing the rates of obesity in these populations.